What's up guys, First Hand Account here with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the Minolta TC-1, which quickly became my absolute favorite point and shoot camera to use for film photography. So I want to give a huge shout out to KEH Camera for sponsoring this video. They're the world's largest buyer and seller of used camera equipment. They make photography more accessible to everyone by selling certified, fully warranted used camera gear. They have over 55,000 items in their inventory, from the latest DSLRs on the market to older vintage film gear, and all for up to 40% off the retail price. So over the past year, I've been getting a lot more into film photography, so expect a lot more film photography videos coming soon. I'm about to purchase my first medium format camera. I've been looking at the listings on KEH.com and trying to find the perfect fit for me. So once I get that camera, I will immediately begin shooting it and show you guys all the photographs. So the Minolta TC-1 is a premium point and shoot camera that was produced by Minolta in Japan from 1996 until about 2005, and it's not as popular as the Contax T1 or some of the other premium point and shoot cameras out there, but in my opinion it is definitely one of the best cameras that you can get to bring around with you everywhere. Out of all the point and shoot cameras that I've seen, it is the smallest one, so it's the easiest to put in your pocket. You can put it in a jeans pocket just as easily as you can put it into a jacket pocket. The lens on it is extremely sharp, and the ergonomics are not honestly the best in the world. If you are coming from a DSLR like a Canon DSLR that has a big grip on it, it's not going to have a lot of grip. It basically is a tiny little silver box, but the small size makes it extremely easy to bring around everywhere with you. And honestly, the best camera is the camera that you have with you. So if you're walking around everywhere and you have this camera in your pocket, you're more likely to take a photo when you see something interesting happen. The camera is actually so small that when KEH sent it to me, the fact that it had so much bubble wrap around it, I had to dig through and try to find the camera because it was so small in this massive ball of bubble wrap that I got from them. So if you guys are worried about getting products shipped from KEH, they are extremely diligent when it comes to bubble wrapping the camera itself and making sure that absolutely nothing will happen to it. The next thing I really liked about the Minolta TC-1's design is the fact that you can change the aperture on the front of the lens. So some of the cameras that I've used that are point and shoot cameras, you have to go into the menus or you change the aperture electronically. Now with the Minolta TC-1, you also change the shutter speed electronically on the screen itself, but the aperture is actually changed manually on the front of the lens. So if you are in a situation where you are taking some landscape photos and then you want to quickly take a portrait of one of your friends, you can change the aperture on the actual lens itself really quickly and take that portrait at f3.5, which is the widest aperture on the Minolta TC-1, instead of taking a portrait at f8 or f11 or something like that. So I shot one roll of Kodak Gold 200 and another roll of Ilford Delta 3200. I wanted to shoot black and white and color just to see how the lens renders contrast, but also how it renders the colors itself with the color film. So like I said earlier, I shot some portraits with the camera, I shot some street photography, and I also shot some landscape photos with it. I shot some night photographs with it as well, just to try and test the autofocus capability when it comes to low light. I heard online that the Minolta TC-1 has the strongest autofocus out of all of the point and shoots. I've only tried the Minolta TC-1, the Nikon 35 Ti, and then I also have an Olympus Stylus Zoom 140, so I absolutely haven't tried every single point and shoot out there, but out of the three that I've tried, the Minolta TC-1 has the most reliable autofocus. I had the most shots come out in focus out of the roll from any point and shoot camera that I've ever used. So if you're worrying about autofocus when it comes to film because you can't look at the photo immediately and check whether you got that critical focus or not, then the Minolta TC-1 is honestly the best bet. There are other cameras that have faster lenses, but I would rather have the picture be in focus than have a little more light come through the lens, but that's just me. I also used the flash inside taking some portraits with it just to test and see how powerful the flash was. Some point and shoots have really powerful flashes, and some point and shoots have less powerful flashes, so it usually uses automatic settings when you're using the flash to try to get the perfect exposure for you. But some cameras default to a much brighter flash with a much darker background, and the thing about the Minolta TC-1 is even in kind of low lit scenes like indoors, I was getting a lot of ambient light in the background as well as light on the subject, and the light on the subject was not overpowered, it wasn't overexposed or anything like that. So I really liked the way that the flash looked on this camera compared to like a Nikon 35 Ti or the Olympus Stylus Zoom. So if you're looking for a camera that gives you kind of like a softer flash look, I would definitely look into the Minolta TC-1. The flash is really tiny on the camera because, like I said, the camera is really tiny itself, so I think that has a little bit to do with the output of the flash and the fact that it's not as large, so it can't output as much light. But I absolutely love the look of the flash photographs from this camera, and I even took a photo at night when it was snowing to try to get all the snow in the air illuminated on the frame, and it honestly came out beautifully. I've taken that photo before with other point and shoot cameras, and the snow is much brighter than the background. This was at night, so there wasn't any available light, and you can still see some stuff happening in the background, so I really enjoyed the look of those photos. And if you're looking for a point and shoot that has a really beautiful flash, then I would look at the Minolta TC-1 because it is amazing. So now I'm going to show you guys all of my favorite photos that I got with the Minolta TC-1. I was only able to shoot 2 rolls through this camera, so I hope I get another opportunity to try this camera in the future and I can take a lot more photos for you guys, but these are the favorites out of the 2 rolls that I got. So my final thoughts about the Minolta TC-1 is it is definitely my favorite point and shoot camera ever. If you're a perfectionist that wants to make sure that every photo is in focus and you have the most control possible, then I would use a DSLR or a medium format camera or something like that. That's a lot easier to control all the parameters of the exposure triangle. But if you're looking for a companion camera, kind of like a best friend that you can put in your pocket and bring around absolutely everywhere with you, then I would totally look into the Minolta TC-1. It is an amazing little camera, and I absolutely love how it renders the contrast and how it renders the sharpness. It is truly beautiful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is a little bit different than the photo walk videos that I usually do, but if you guys liked this video, please hit subscribe down below, hit like if you liked the video, and turn on the bell to make sure you get notified when I post new videos. As always, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.